We go to 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 16. Okay, we got 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 16.
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
2 Chronicles chapter 15, starting at verse 16. And also concerning Makah, how you say that?
Makah,
the mother of Asa the king,
Asa
the king, he removed her from being queen because she had made an idol in a grove, and Asa cut down her idol and stamped it and burned it at the brook Kidron.
Right. So we see here in the Bible, but in the Old Testament time, what's happened is that you would think that the queen is the king's wife. The queen is the king's mother. Right? He removed his mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
From being what?
The queen.
From being queen. Right? Mm-hmm. Hebrew Gibara, right? It's the feminine form of Gabar, right? Gabar-ah, right? Okay. The A at the end feminizes it, right? So we see that the king's mother is the queen and not the queen's wife. So when we read this, or when we get these, when a king comes on the scene, the text consistently points out the mother. Constantly points out the mother. Mm. And his mother name was this, and his mother name was this, the daughter of so and so, and the mother name was this, and it constantly does it over and it constantly does it over and over. All right, constantly. So let's read it. So we get 1 Kings chapter 14, verse 21.
Yeah, I'll take this one.
All right, go ahead.
All right, reading from the book of 1 Kings, chapter 14, verse 21, and reads, And Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, reigned in Judea. Rehoboam was 41 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, the city which the Lord did choose out of all the tribes of Israel to put his name there. And his mother's name was Naamah, an Amorites.
Amorites, right? Mm-hmm. So the mother is all we're gonna go through his mother's name, right? Mm-hmm. But this is significant because this makes Rehoboam a what? A manager. He's a manager. His mother is Ammonites, right? Mm-hmm. Solomon he's violating Torah.
And the Most High didn't choose us as being the king. Solomon did.
Right. Most High would never chose him.
Right.
As a manager. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna read how that we read later on that means that his mother, an Ammonite, is what?
She's a foreigner too.
What else is she?
An idol worshiper. I mean, like
what we just read earlier.
Queen.
She's a queen.
Okay.
She's a queen. She's a foreign woman that's a queen in Israel. She's queen. Queen is usually the counselor to the king. We're gonna read that too as well.
Oh.
So what do you think she's pumping in? What do you think she's pumping in his hand?
Right. She's pumping the stuff that she from her of the animal, whatever she believes. She's pumping that.
Right. Yeah. Right. Because why? Because she can talk now. Why?
She's a queen.
Yes, she has authority now.
Huh?
If she has authority. that what you
Because
mean?
her son is king.
Right. Okay.
We're gonna talk mess to her. Her son is king.
Right.
Right.
We're talking mess to her now,
Right.
right? Remember before she would be a wife of the king,
Right.
right?
Yes,
She don't
yes.
have no power.
Yes.
So
She's not necessarily queen, but she's the wife of the king.
She's not the queen.
Right.
Right.
She's in the queen.
Right.
Plus Solomon had many other women. She had many
Right.
other women, so she probably really is insignificant. But now that her son is on the throne,
Right.
it
Right.
puts the elevator all the way up. She's at the top now.
Yeah. Yeah. She definitely is at the top for sure.
The son is king, so she can run her mouth
Right.
but
Freely.
freely.
Mhm.
Right. You say the wrong thing to her, it's off with your head. Because it's her son.
Right.
So when Israel bucking up against, like, you ain't even from our nation, no way. Plus, also,
That wouldn't even fly, right? Because
And, that's not gonna fly at this point. Not this time.
no, it ain't gonna fly at this point. No.
Right.
The son is king. You know what I'm saying?
Not 100% Israel.
no need to mention.
All right, let's get same book, First King chapter 15, verse 1 and 2. First King,
Okay.
15th chapter, verse 1 and 2.
Come.
You see how bad it is for if you was to go marry outside your nation, what happens? See what happened?
Yeah.
Now you have a foreign woman have more say than an actual Israelite woman in an Israelite nation.
That's like inheritance.
Yeah, it's wrong. A foreign woman have more say than an Israelite woman
And not only that, she had more say than an Israelite man.
An Israelite man, God, facts, right?
That's
Facts.
That's usurping authority.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man.
Come on, an Israelite man.
Oh.
Which is off. It's confusion. All right, who got that?
I'll tell you. First King chapter 15 from the top. Now in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, the son of Nabat reigned Abijam over Judah. Verse 2, 3 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother name was Maachah, the daughter of Abishalama,
Absalom.
Absalom.
Abishalom. Yeah. Well, the word is that word is spelled differently in another place. All right. So we see again, it points out again his mother, his name of his mother, and who she's the daughter, and who she's the daughter of. Points this out clearly here.
Okay.
And I want to jump down to verse 9 and 10.
Come. First King chapter 15, starting at verse 9. And in the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, reigned
Asa, we just read that. Go ahead.
Asa over Judah, verse 10, and 41 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother name was
Maacah,
the
right.
daughter of Abishalom.
Abishalom, right?
Abishalom.
Go ahead.
Verse 11, and Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did David his father.
Right, so he's following up for, right? You don't need too much about Asa, but Asa was rolling like David, right? Go ahead.
Verse 12, and he took away the Sodomites out of the land and removed all of the idols that his father had made.
Right. And his father had made. You see, there was Sodomites in the land. See, there was Sodomites way back there. Because he took them away out of the land. So they can't remain in the land. They got to go out of the land. See what I'm saying? They can't be staying in America. They need to go. They need to take them out. You have to leave, flee, go, take them out.
Hey, so I had a quick question for this.
Yes, sir.
So wouldn't the Sodomites being in that land, would that like defile the land?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, because that stuff's gonna spread.
Wow.
They can influence other people.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta get them out. Remember, I think a week ago, I went over talking about all of the holy. This is a holy land,
Right.
a holy people, a holy covenant. All this holy I went over.
Come.
You can't have sodomites in there because they're not, they're unholy.
Come.
And this is in Jerusalem, right?
Come.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, this is in Jerusalem. You can't have them in the land. They can't be in the land.
So the gay Tel Aviv, that thing that they have over there every year,
All that's off.
that's a straight blasphemy.
Yeah, but it got to be put out. Remember, that's why I read verse 11 where it says, Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord. So when he removed the sodomites, that was right in the eyes of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be no sodomites over there in the land. That should be all be taken out. It says it right here in the verse. It should be gone. They're not following that. They're not the people. That's why fake as they come.
And David did that too.
Huh?
David did it too.
I think David did too. Don't to be the same, but I'm assuming he would do the same thing too as well. Get them out of here. They gotta go, bro.
Weirdos. Wow.
Yeah, they gotta go. All right, let's get the next one. 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 25 and 26. 2 Kings chapter 8. Verse 25 and 26.
I'll take them.
All right, go ahead.
2 Kings chapter 8, starting at verse 25. In the 12th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, did Azariah, the son of Jeroram, king of Judah, began to reign.
Go ahead.
26. 22 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Athaliah, the daughter of Omri, king of Israel.
We're gonna come back to this verses here and explain this more. But as you can see, this for those when you do what you're very painstaking to do. When you do chronology, all this stuff right here is this what you're doing right here, right? Because it in the 12th year of this person, the son of this person, he reigned in Azariah in Judah, and you see it talks about what year this person reigned in. In the 12th year of Joram, right, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, did Ahaziah, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, begin to reign. So he began his reign in Judah. In the 12th year of this king's reign is in Israel. You know what I'm saying? When you do chronology, it's hard because you got to pay attention to these are nuggets here that you got to pay attention to learn your chronology.
And they overlapping.
They overlap. Right. So when a king is reigning down in Israel, there's another king that's beginning his reign in this person's 12th year.
Right. So before one king come out of power
in Judah, there's another one that's been reigning all this time in Israel, and you have to your chronology has to show that and match that and line it all up, right? Then it tells you how long they reign. You got to match up how long the person reigned too as well. From this point to this point, and it is a very lot to do when you do with chronology, right? It was people could not figure this out until our time. It was in our time that this man named Thiele started to figure out what this is. And they have just recently kind of figured out and mapped it correctly. Before that, they couldn't figure it out. It was just so hard to figure it out.
Because they don't have words for grandfathers, and there's
the thing about range, the thing about reign is that the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom was running on 2 different calendars.
Wow.
So you have to again take that and then try to sync your chronology with 2 different calendars, right?
Okay. So would the 2 different calendars be like, because one started like I guess in the 7th month they start the year? Is that what it is?
Yes, one started in the 7th month, one started in the 1st month. So you have a hard time trying to right. And not only that, then you have certain kings. He would die in the middle of a reign, and his son will take over in the middle of that year.
Wow.
So his son reign starts in the middle of a specific year, right? So sometimes you begin his reign at the beginning of the year instead of in the middle of the last year. So there's a 6 month reign he has that you got to calculate for, right? Usually you calculate his reign at the beginning of the year, and so he can calculate it by year. But his father died in the middle of that year, the previous year, and he started reigning then. Or then you also have what is called co-regency. The king is alive, but he is on the throne because he's sick. His son is on the throne sitting down. So you have co-regency you have to calculate for as well. That this person here reigned, overlapped his son. He wasn't ruling, but he was still alive. He didn't die yet. Right? So his reign continued on until his death, and his son is in his reign for a certain amount of years. But all I got to be calculating with all of these reigns, and that's why it's so hard for him to figure it out, to calculate it, because you have to calculate co-regency and the time of when a person died and when this particular kingdom begin their calendar.
Like King David and Solomon.
Yes, all of the rest of them too. That's what I'm saying. All these things are details to help you to calculate, but again, it's more than just what you read here. You got to go to the calendar that they run on.
Wow.
And when they would calculate when a king reigned. Yes, sir.
And then some of them have similar names, so you got to pay attention to that.
Some of them have similar names as well. Right.
And that can help you find out the timelines a little better too.
Right.
Okay.
And the last thing, you have to synchronize all of that. You have to synchronize all of that with the surrounding country, with the surrounding kingdoms. Right? Because the surrounding kingdoms also play a part. They tell you because they record that they had certain kings in Judah in servitude. All that gotta be factored in as well. So when you synchronize it not just biblically, you synchronize it historically. Outside biblical information, you go to help lock in your chronology to show that people say, well, that's the Bible saying that. Well, once I lock it in with the outside sources, their mouth gets zipped right up.
Because the Hall of Records has all of that.
But I'm saying it's an outside kingdom. You take their records and sync it with the biblical record and show you that the biblical record is correct. It all fits together. But again, they couldn't do that until our time. That's how difficult it was to do.
Wow.
I'm saying chronology is something else, bro. It's another level.
And then the Most High taking wicked bloodlines and erasing them.
Yeah, because sometimes like we just read it, he reigned. He said he reigned 3 years in Jerusalem, but sometimes a king reigned 1 month, sometimes 6 months. It's some short reigns. You got all that got to be factored in your chronology. It's uncorrected. If you just about chronology, it's a lot of work, bro. All right, let's get the other one. 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 1.
Yeah, I'll take this one.
Go ahead.
All right, reading from the book of 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 1, it reads, in the 7th year of Jehu, Joash began to reign, and 40 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Zebiah of Beersheba.
Yeah, again, just the point I'm coming here that the mother. Notice how the mother name is always mentioned. And I was reading, I was like, man, why they always mention the mother's name? Every king they can mention the mother's name. Mention the mother's name. The mother's name is always mentioned. And I was like, years ago, when I was reading, I was like, this is significant somewhere. I don't know it right now, but I'll figure it out years later. Later on, the Lord Spirit will start to bring to me because I catch it immediately. I'm like, no, it's always here. It's always here. Yeah, right.
It's like, do you think it's because to be able to recognize that they're mamzer, the king is a mamzer or not?
Yes, that's definitely the part of it.
Okay.
It's definitely a part of it. The mother plays a key role. That's why I keep saying that. to be an Israelite, your father and mother got to be an Israelite. And that's why they're mentioning the mother's name. This goes to show you that the mother is significant.
Yes.
Right? People are trying to say, well, you go only by the father. According to this text, that's wrong. This text is pointing out the mother consistently of the king. Showing you that the king mother what? Matters. She's important. You can't dismiss her.
Wow.
They keep dismissing the mother and the woman. The text is letting us know that is wrong. You cannot do that.
Right.
Let's get another one for the visit. All right, let's get chapter 14, verse 1 and 2.
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
Chapter 14, verse 1 and 2.
Oh, the same book. Okay, chapter 14.
Yeah, we didn't say it.
Yeah, that sounds like that has something to do with raising up a seed in righteousness too.
Yeah, yeah. You can't have a son without a woman.
Right.
So how does that? So how does she not matter?
Right. It definitely matters for sure because she gives birth to the child for one.
Yeah. But they don't factor in they don't factor in how significant the mother is. To them, she is trivial.
Because I've even heard Israelites say we don't need the Israelite woman to continue on.
Right.
That don't.
The part about it, like Hamashiach Yahweh Shai didn't have an earthly father.
Yeah.
So that show you, and he's still Judah.
Right. To show you just how important the mother is. Right. But if the mother wasn't important, why is the Most High telling Abraham to get a woman from Isaac from his kindred there? You can get a woman from the Canaanite around there that's in their land that they're in. Right? Why did they tell Jacob the same thing? Go back to my father's house and get a wife from there. If any woman will do, why not just do that? If any woman will do, why did the Most High stuck with the Most High stuck with Isaac from his wife and not the son of Hagar?
Right. Yeah. Ishmael.
We would have just roll with Ishmael. It doesn't matter. Look, Ishmael is here first.
Right.
He's your firstborn son. Let's roll with Ishmael. The woman doesn't matter. The son would matter. Let's roll with Ishmael. That's not what he did. He took the woman from his wife, from his kindred.
And he should have all the birthrights if that's the point.
Yeah, that's what the Most High been covenant with.
And it hurt him to have to send them away.
Yes.
He did not want to do that.
Because there is something that you don't know. There's something about the wife, the woman from your nation that you don't understand. But the Most High is doing that. You don't do it for no reason. There's a reason why he's doing it. The reason why he's telling you do it this way.
Yeah.
Do it this way. Right? Some looking at it like, well, that's racist. The Most High like the woman. No, there is a reason why he's doing this way, because he made it. He know what he made. He said, listen, I made it. Do it this way.
Right. He speaks about this wild son that's getting ready to come now.
They just be missing this stuff, bro. Again, when you design something, you know how it works. Right? To you might not see the significance of it, but he does.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? I designed the man and the woman. Right?
Yeah.
He told Moses, who has made man's tongue? I made it.
Right.
I know how it works.
Right. Because he said my tongue is slow.
I'm slow tongue. He said, who made man's tongue? You know, I made man's tongue. I can.
Here come Aaron.
So that goes back to all the way to Adam. Instead of him having mankind, he took his eighth rib and made
right. But there's a reason why he decided to do it that way. Why didn't he just go in the ground and make a woman out the ground? Why took Adam's rib and make a woman? Why? See, there's a reason why he did it that way. Right. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. See,
responsible for it.
So you get a woman from your kindred, from the bone of your bone, flesh of from your own people. Is what he's been saying. He's showing from the beginning. This is how I want it to be done.
Then it was women already out of the garden.
Women already out of the garden. Clearly.
He could have brought one of them.
Where Cain went to after
where Cain went to, right? Yeah, clearly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was just missing it, bro.
He wanted something special for Adam. Wow.
right, let's get the other one. The next chapter, chapter 15, verse 1 and 2. Did we read? Oh yeah, 14, yeah. 15, 1 and 2.
Hey, Salaki, did you read 14? I don't think we read
We do
14.
14.
We didn't read 14?
No, we didn't know.
We read 14.
No.
I'll take this.
Go ahead.
Second King, chapter 14 from the top. In the second year of Joash, son of Jehoahaz,
Jehoahaz,
king of Israel, reigned
Amaziah.
the son of Joash, king of Judah.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. And his mother name was Jehoiadan of Jerusalem.
You're right. So we see where sometimes it mentions she's a daughter of so and so, or it mention her where she's of. She's of Jerusalem, right? All these are significant details, right? These are significant details that we pointed out here to you that people today just read over stuff. It's significant where this woman comes from.
And this is coming on down into the bloodline of Christ.
It's coming on to the right. So I'm trying to, these things are significant. So again, the mother is named again, and this woman will be the queen, not the wife. The wife of the king isn't the queen. The mother is. So she's significant. Yes, sir.
And in Israel, they do that by the mothers. By your mother, you are Israel. That's what they claim.
Well, they say just the mother.
Right.
If just your mother can be Jewish and you Jewish. Your father got to be Jewish, and you can be Jewish. Now, if your father is Jewish and your mother isn't, they say you're looking to say no.
That sounds backwards.
But the code is for the money, but they don't root the Jesus story on. But since his mom was
a lot of them don't, but there's some of them that do. Some of them that do. Because they understand that stuff in the Old Testament don't add up at all until you get to Christ.
Con.
Until you factor him in, that stuff don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? I look at the next one, chapter 15, verse 1 and 2. Like I said before, they are suppressing a lot of information. They're suppressing. I told you I found what was it 20 or 50 rabbis from their side that admit Jesus Christ is the Messiah. You won't hear about these people. That information is being suppressed. So it isn't like we don't have their rabbis saying it. All right, who got that?
I'll take it. 2 Kings chapter 15 from the top. In the 20th and 7th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, began Azariah, son of Amaziah, king of Judah, to reign.
Go ahead.
16 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned 2 and 15 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jokaliah, the Jerusalem
of Jerusalem. Again,
Jokaliah of Jerusalem.
Yeah, so there go your mother's name again. Right? Very, very significant. Let's get the next one. I want to jump down to verse 32 and 33.
Con. In 15?
Yes.
2 Kings chapter 15, starting at verse 32.
Yes.
Con. And it reads, in the second year of Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, began Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, to reign.
Uzziah is the one that he got puffed up, started out real good, right? He got puffed up, and he thought he could sacrifice in the temple. He goes in and tries to sacrifice, and he get leprosy. He becomes a complete leper.
Wow.
He dies a
Whoa.
leper. Uzziah.
Oh man.
I'm pointing out to show you that people trying to confuse the king as the king as far as a priest. No, he does not. He is not a priest.
Mhm.
This man he had tried it and he got and turned into a leper, and he's not a leper.
Con.
Because he's a leper, he got to be separated from the normal populace.
Because he's unclean.
Even though he was a king, they still separated him.
And he's still reigning as a king when they
Yeah,
separated him?
he's still the king, but he wasn't reigning. He couldn't reign no more. He's a leper. His son's gonna take over. Right? So while he's still king living, his son Jotam's gonna take over. They didn't have to clock his reign at that point. You know what I'm saying? And go forward.
And he knew why he called leprosy too.
Of course, he was when you read it, he told you he's in there trying to sacrifice, and the king and the priest said, "Hey, your head is turning white." And they grabbed him. They said the priest grabbed him and thrust him out the Lord's house.
Mm.
You're into a leper. What the Lord did that to you, you know you wrong.
Imagine that. I mean,
He's the king, and when he saw happened to him, he know what he did was wrong.
wow.
He did wrong.
Dead wrong. So wrong, he lost his pigmentation. That's how wrong he was.
I could visualize that when you said it. I just seen him get thrown out. Wow.
The text, they thrust him out the Lord's house because he's unclean.
Wow.
He started to turn, the leprosy was coming, so they had to get him out there before he, you know what I'm saying,
Bloody.
defile the place.
Bloody faced liar.
Yeah. Go ahead.
33. 5 and 20 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok.
Yeah, right. Zadok is a very important person. That's the person that the Most High said he's going to bring back in Ezekiel. Right? The house of Zadok. They stuck to the Most High. You definitely want a daughter from him.
Mm-hmm.
The righteous man,
Mm-hmm.
righteous high priest right there. But again, you see here the mother name again is mentioned once again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through it so they can see. All right, the next one. Chapter 18, verse 1 and 2. There's a few more. We're gonna continue from there.
So, think that's where that Pinocchio story came from.
The Pinocchio
His nose grow when he lied.
came from where?
No, the dude, how he just started turning pale. The king.
Oh no, I don't know if it came from there. Who got that?
18 from the top. 2 Kings chapter 18 from the top. Now it came to pass in the 3rd year of Hoshea, son of Elah, king of Israel, that Hezekiah, the son of Hezekiah, the son of Asa, king of Judah,
King of Ahaz, son of Ahaz, king of Judah.
Son of Ahaz, king of Judah, began to reign.
Yeah. Go ahead.
25 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was also Abi, the daughter of Zechariah.
Right.
Oh, I see what's happening here. Oh man. Okay.
Right. So it's crazy. Her name is Abad, which is be my father.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Because Ab is father, and the I would be possessive, right? So it'd be my.
So it's saying my mother then, or
no, that's saying my father. That would be Amma. That would be Amai. Amai would be my. You know what I'm saying? We just to show you how some people are crazy. You name their daughters a weird name. So it's gonna be my father. Or they could daughter that. Or nothing to that. Foolishness that. Or they got their Hebrew wrong.
Could that I actually have been a feminizing of the word, and they just
it's a possessive because of the word father.
But how would you you can't feminize that word. You can't
feminize father.
Right.
No.
Okay.
So you have to be possessive.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the feminized father is mother.
Right.
But it's not Amma there. It's Ab, which is father.
Okay.
So that had to be possessive. The I makes it possessive.
Mm-hmm.
My father. All right, let's get the next one. That was what, 18?
Con.
All right, let's get 21. 21 and 1. All right, who got that?
I'll tell you. 2 Kings chapter 18, starting at verse 21. Now, behold, thou trustest upon the staff.
Hold up.
No, you want chapter 21, verse.
Verse 1.
Con.
Oh, that. Yeah.
2 Kings chapter 21 from the top. Manasseh was 12 years old when he begot to reign, and reigned 55 years in Jerusalem. And his mother name was Hephzibah.
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 Right. Stop right there.
Wow.
Yeah, Hephzibah. So Manasseh.
Wow.
It's crazy how Manasseh he reigned the longest. Look, he's 55 years he reigned. He started when he was 12. Right? And this is the guy prayer that you have in the Apocrypha. The prayer of Manasseh. This comes from him. Right? Because he started off at 12, significant number. Then he goes good that he messes up. And then he recovers himself again. But they can see, but he's still reigning. 55 years is reign. He reigns for
Almost 60 years.
huh?
Not far from 60 years.
Not far. Right. And again, his mother name is mentioned. Again, all these things are significant to go into to learn more, get the background on Manasseh, who Manasseh is, and all this other stuff right here.
And what did her name mean? Her father.
Hephzibah is another name that is another name for Israel when it goes into Isaiah. Let me grab it right quick. Yeah, because it goes off into it.
And does that have something to do? His name Manasseh, made to forget. That's why he left and came back, or does that have something to do with
Definitely.
it? Okay,
Definitely.
that sounds like prophecy.
all that significant. Forgot who he was. I think remember who he was.
Wow.
Had to snap back.
Right in his name, Manasseh.
But he at least came back though.
Yeah, Hephzibah means my delight is in her. That's what that name means. My delight is in her. Right? And that comes all the way back. Can we get Isaiah 62 and 4? Isaiah chapter 62.
Yeah, I got this one.
Who got the go ahead, brother?
Yeah, I got it. It's Isaiah. We read from the book of Isaiah, chapter 62, starting verse 4. It reads, "Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken."
Right, so that's us. We shall no more be termed. Right now, we're forsaken. Right, that's going to change. Go ahead.
"Neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate."
Right now, the land is desolate. That's going to change as well. Go ahead.
"But thou shalt be called Hephzibah.
Right. My delight is in thee. What that means? My delight is in thee. Right. We're going to be called. My delight is in thee. Go ahead.
"And thy land Beulah,
like virgin.
Beulah.
Right. That's Hebrew for virgin. Right. Land going to be virgin again. All that's significant. See, all that is significant again. Why all that's significant? Because what people don't understand is that the land also gets married. The land is a virgin. It says it right there.
So these are the chosen 144,000. to make it to the
What?
promised land. My life.
No, no, that's the entire nation. Once we all come back and get correct under the Messiah, that's going to be the entire nation. Going to delight in us again. And the land is going to be Beulah. And he's going to tell you why. Go ahead.
For the Lord delight in thee.
For the
and
Lord
thy
delight, for the Lord delight in thee. That's Hebzabah. What that means? Hebzabah, for the Lord delight in thee. See, there it is. It actually explains to you what these words means. That's why when you understand Hebrew, there's Hebrew word puns. Hebrew word puns is that when you give it a name, and then right after you give it a name, the text explains the name, right? But it all goes along in a chronological order, right? It says about Christ, right? His name shall be called Yahweh Shai, which means Savior. Then it says, for he shall save his people. Right afterwards, it can explain to you what the name means. Those are called Hebrew word puns. We dealing with manuscripts, and you look at these things. When you see these Hebrew word puns, you know you're dealing with an authentic Hebrew manuscript. When you don't see that, you know you're talking about you're dealing with a copy of something because it's lacking Hebrew word puns. We see it right here again. It names Hebzabah and Beulah. Then right after it defines Hebzabah. For the Lord delight in thee. Go ahead, brother.
And that land should be married.
And the land can be married because the land is a virgin. Virgin gets married, right? Beulah to be married, right? Right. They explains it again. More Hebrew word puns in there that people don't look at because they don't know Hebrew. But I think we don't know Hebrew. I think we just a bunch of people running around here like we don't do no real research. We understand Hebrew word puns. Well, I do. I do. I'm the rest of them guys up there. All right, let's go back. Let's go back and finish up. Let's go back to 2 Kings.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
Second was in 2 Kings 21 and 19 now. Let's go. Second Kings 21 and 19 is where we at now.
I'll take it when everybody's there.
All right, go ahead.
2 Kings chapter 21, starting at verse 19. Ammon was 22 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 2 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Meshulameth, the daughter of Haruz the Jotpah.
Yeah. Again, you guys are still coming along, but when you finally get to the point where you look these words up, it illuminates the text a little bit even more. You know what I'm saying? When you look these words up. All right, let's get to the next one. 2 Kings 22 and 1. Next chapter over. 2 Kings 22 and 1.
Take this one.
All right, go ahead.
2 Kings chapter 22 from the top. Josiah was 8 years old when he begot to reign, and he reigned 31 years in Jerusalem. And his mother name was Jedidah, the daughter of
Jedidah,
the daughter of Adiah of Boscott. Boscott.
Yeah. Again, mother name is mentioned once again. Okay, we got about 2 more. Okay, let's get the next one. It's 2 Kings 23, 31. 2 Kings 23, and let's get verse 31. All right, who got that?
I'll do it. 2 Kings chapter 23. Second Kings chapter 23, starting at verse 31.
Yeah.
Jehoahaz was 23 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 3 months in Jerusalem. And his mother was name was Hamula Hamuto, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libna.
Right. We see a pattern here. Mother's name mentioned again.
Mhm.
All right. Jump down to verse 36.
Second King chapter 23, starting at verse 36. Jehoiakim was 25 years old when he began to reign, and his reign 11 years in Jerusalem, and his mother name was Zabuda, the daughter of Pedaiah of Ruma.
Of Ruma. All right. Read the last verse.
Verse 37. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, according to all that his father has done.
Right. So he's following the footsteps of his evil father.
Oh, whoa.
And also to tell us, like we can see right here, that God is always looking. He did evil in the sight of the Lord. When he see what you're doing is evil, you know, like it's evil, and how you see what you're doing is evil. So he's looking. Don't think he ain't looking. He's looking at you. You're being watched. I want to be clear. Don't think you're not. You're being watched. Let's get the last couple of ones here. 2 Kings 24, 7 and 8.
I'll take these. 2 Kings chapter 24, starting at verse 7.
Go ahead.
And the king of Egypt came not again any more out of his land, for the king of Babylon had taken from the river of Egypt unto the river Euphrates all that pertained to the king of Egypt.
Go ahead.
Jehoiachin was 18 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned in Jerusalem 3 months.
On the 3 months, this guy reigned. Wouldn't even long. Go ahead.
And his mother's name was Nehushta, the daughter of Elnathan, of Jerusalem.
Yeah. So you see, he just didn't last too long. 3 months out of there. Again, it depends how you move it. And you know what I'm saying? Your mother in your ear, that bunch of nonsense. You're not listening. The most I move you up out of there. Get him out of here. 3 months. Out of here.
Waste of time.
Waste of time. Get him out of here. All right, jump down to the last one, verse 18.
Verse 18. And it reads, Zedekiah.
Zedekiah.
I said that twice. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Hamuto, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libna.
Right. So we see the other king, they had the same mother.
Mhm.
So her sons was her next son up line to get up on the throne after the other one. So Zedekiah was the last king that reigned in Judah before it was taken to Babylon by Nebuchadnezzar. Right. He was the last one. Okay, so we have all of the mother's name that we see right there. All right. From there, can we come and get 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 45. So we see how significant the mother is. Right?
It's like, yeah, they stamped their
So So what does that make Mary?
The queen.
A queen. The queen. She's the mother of the who? The king, which is Christ.
Come.
Just like the Queen of England, kind of like that. The one that just passed away, like that she was the son of the king.
She was a mother.
I mean, the mother of the king. I'm sorry, mother.
Yeah, Khan. Yeah, but and we see how long she reigned.
Come.
Right, exactly.
She was there for a minute.
She didn't never have to give up the throne.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah,
For real.
but Mary has a position. You know what I'm saying? She's the mother of her permanent king.
Come.
Her son ain't getting off the throne.
Never.
Never getting off the throne.
Come.
Locked into her station. See that?
Wow.
This mother of the king is different from the rest of them because her son ain't getting off the throne. But real today's son got off the yes, sir.
I just thought about that ship out there in Long Beach. What is it called?
The Queen Mary.
Mary.
Got him.
I didn't know it was called King Mary.
Mary.
Good catch. Y'all got it. He got it now.
Yeah, Mary is the queen, queen mother.
Mhm.
Queen mother significant. We could add some more to Mary. Very,
Yes.
very important.
Last
Wow.
king.
Wow.
I'm saying if you go, now you begin to understand why the Catholic
Yep.
rates Mary a little bit more. They're like, listen, Mary just ain't a regular woman. Y'all gotta snap out of it a little bit and catch up. Play catch up right quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed in the Christian church, I'm looking like, well, wait a minute, what they doing over there? Why they don't do this over here? Like they don't like in the Christian church, they don't no reverence to Mary. Nothing.
Nothing. They just play catch up. They behind.
Come.
Our community, Israelite community too, the same way. They all play catch up. They don't see it yet. They don't see it.
That's good.
We gonna bring it up. We gonna bring it out. Though.
Yes, sir.
We gonna bring up the speed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it clearly it killed that nonsense about her not being a virgin. Because then she's like the regular other woman.
Come.
Right. But her position tells you that no, she just ain't like the other regular woman.
Right.
There's something else going on here with her. We're gonna read about it too as well. So we can
Mhm.
bring them up to speed.
Right.
And
I
they kind of
see it.
slow.
I see it. I see. Speed us up, huh?
Bring you up to speed. All right, who got that in 1 Corinthians
I got
chapter?
it.
All right, go ahead, brother.
Read for the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 45, and it reads, and so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. And the last Adam was made a quickening spirit.
Right. And so the first Adam, living soul, the last Adam, quickening and reviving spirit. So Christ is known also as the last Adam. Right? So the first Adam was taken from what?
The earth.
From the earth. From what kind of earth?
The earth.
Virgin earth.
Virgin. Come.
Right? We just read, we
Yeah.
read in Isaiah, that land shall be called Beulah.
Right.
That word is a virgin land.
So that's the real word to virgin.
Yeah, it's like a play on virgin and married.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, so engaged almost.
Huh?
Almost like engaged.
What a virgin is getting married. Right?
Come.
'Cause that's what you want to marry, virgin.
Virgin. Come.
Right. But the text is showing you there in Isaiah 62 that the land is a virgin land.
Virgin land. Come.
Right?
Come.
So the first Adam was taken out of a virgin earth.
Come.
The second Adam taken out of a who?
A virgin mother.
woman. A virgin
Come.
mother.
What woman? Yes.
Virgin woman.
Come.
Right?
Come. Undefiled.
We see that I'm showing the parallel.
Come.
Because if Christ is called the last Adam,
Come.
how does he relate to the first Adam? Because the first Adam came out of a virgin ground, he has to come out of a virgin too.
Woman.
You gotta be in parallel. That's why I showed you Mary has to be a virgin. All the nonsense Kazariak say that Mary wasn't a virgin. Virgin doesn't mean that you had never had sex. Something's wrong with it. Clearly wrong with it. We don't know what he's talking about whatsoever.
And she was a first virgin, the birth of
Who?
The birth of baby, Mary, the first virgin of birth of baby.
Yes. But I'm showing you the similarities. If he's called the last Adam, he got to be similar to something with the first one. And it's with the virgin part where he came out of.
So that's more like it being in the spiritual world and then manifesting in the physical world.
No, in the physical, there got to be some kind of correlation with the last one. If the first one was this way, then the last one have to be some kind of similarity too as well, right? Because the last one is coming to obviously to correct what the first one did wrong. Did something wrong.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? No, the problem wasn't what he came out of, the virgin earth, was what he came out of.
Right.
But the second one got to come out of the virgin earth so you can correct it, what he did wrong. Right. The first one did what? Disobeyed. Right? Remember, he disobeyed, right?
Right.
The second one was told to go on the cross.
Right.
He was like, "Can you pass it for me?" Then he said, "No, let your will be done."
Right.
He obeyed. He submitted. Right.
Right.
That's the difference. But it was the other one didn't.
So Adam didn't submit. That's the difference.
Right. He didn't submit to God. Whereas the second one did. Let your will be done. Right? All right, go ahead. Verse 46.
Verse 46. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul.
Wait, verse 46.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm at 45. Howbeit was not first, which is spiritual.
So the first one that came wasn't spiritual, right? Go ahead.
But that which is natural.
Naturally, earthly, right? From the ground, right? Go ahead.
And afterward, that which is spiritual.
And afterward, that which is spiritual. So the second one was spiritual, right? Meaning that how his birth, his conception was spiritual. The first one conception was what? Natural, physical, from the ground. He was made with God's hands, right? That's natural, from the ground. The second one was a spiritual birth. Just telling you right here. You ain't just missing it.
That's what I just asked. That's what I was just saying.
Second Adam.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse. Oh, did I finish that one?
Yeah. 47.
Verse 47. The first man is of the earth, earthly. Earthy. The second man is of the Lord from heaven.
The second man is the Lord.
From heaven.
The second man is the Lord from heaven. From where?
From heaven.
We know where he came from. The second man is from where?
And it's saying that like you gotta be a virgin. He's from heaven. He's
losing it. You know, right there in the text.
I mean,
it can't be defiled. It cannot be defiled. Here, cannot be defiled.
How they don't see this?
Corner. All over, we're going all over their head. All over their head. Right?
Yeah. Why?
Let's get First King chapter 2, verse 19 and 20. First Kings chapter 2. Verse 19 and 20. All right, who got that?
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
First King chapter 2, starting at verse 19. Bathsheba after therefore went unto King Solomon to speak unto him and for Adonai
Adonijah.
Adonijah.
But Sheba is the mother of Solomon,
Come,
right?
come.
So she's going to speak on behalf of this other man to the king, right?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
And the king rose up to meet her and bowed himself unto her.
Bowed.
Bowed himself unto her.
Now we see what happened, right? Look at that. The king bowed himself to who? To the queen, his mother. Go ahead.
And sat down on his throne.
And sat down on his throne. Go ahead.
And caused a seat to be set for the king's mother, and she sat on his right hand.
And she sat on his right hand.
Wow.
Where is he? On his
right hand.
On his right hand, right?
Mhm.
Now that word, the word there for seat, it's the same Hebrew word for the word throne. See?
Mm.
But they translated it differently. It says the seat. So why translated throne and then right after it translated seat? Is it possible she was also sitting on a throne?
Mm.
On the
Throne, yeah, because it's the same Hebrew word that's there.
Mhm. And that's to show the power.
Let me show in the Hebrew before they say, bro, you're making stuff up. You're making stuff up, brother.
Throne on his
Let me
throne.
show it in the Hebrew.
Mm.
First Kings,
Seat and
chapter 2. We're going to get verse 19 so we can show it. Right here. And the king rose up and meet her and bowed himself to her. Highlighted on the, says on the throne right here. Right. So this word right here, see that?
Mhm.
Kisei. Right? Throne, kisei. And cause a seat, same word. Kisei again.
Mhm.
So he says it right here, properly covered, that is a throne. The same Hebrew word. So it's possible here we see that the queen mother was also sitting on some type of
Throne.
some type of exalted seat,
Mhm.
right? An elevated position in the seat.
Mhm.
In a throne, whatever she's sitting on has some kind of authority to it.
Mhm.
Elevated authority, right? According to the word right here.
And it's something to be sitting on the right hand of the king, isn't that?
Yeah, definitely something to sit on the right hand. But I'm also coming here to show you that when you want something done, you want something to the king, you want to go through his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's more likely to listen to her.
And
You know what I'm saying?
soften them up a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah. Let's go back to 1 Kings chapter 2. We get verse 20.
Come.
First King chapter 2, starting at verse 20. Then she said, I desire one small a portion of thee. Petition of thee. I pray thee, say me not nay. And the king said unto her, ask on my mother, for I will not say thee nay.
See that? They're gonna tell you no, right?
Mhm.
But we know when you read down what she was asking for this guy was wrong. She's like, I can't grant you that. But most likely we know usually the king gonna grant his mother what she asked for.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's who you want to ask the king for. You want to go to the mother, to the queen. You know what I'm saying? That's who you want to go to ask for something from the king. Go to his mother.
Mhm.
That's how you want to go. All right. From there, can we get Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 18? The book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, we get verse 18.
I never heard like anything like that kind of through. But you know what? I show that on Martin though. Y'all cook the biscuits. You come weekend up.
Yep.
I'm on a biscuit.
Who got that?
I got it.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 13, starting at verse 18. Say unto the king and to the queen,
And to the say unto the king and who?
the queen,
Who's that?
the mother.
That's his mother.
Mother.
See that?
Mhm.
You're not confused about who that is. Say unto the king and to the queen. So we're speaking to both of them. Go ahead.
Humble yourself.
What? Do what?
Humble yourself.
Humble yourselves down. Go ahead.
Sit down,
Uh-huh.
for your principalities shall come down,
Your authority shall come down. Go ahead.
even the crown of your glory.
Even the crown of your glory, right?
Mhm.
So this verse is sounding reading like not only did the king have a crown on his head, who was that a crown on his head?
The queen.
The queen. Like she had a crown on her head
To the
too.
wife's mother.
See?
Mhm.
With the
Mhm.
crown, you're gonna come on down.
Mhm.
All right. So again, it's possible that the queen had a crown on her head. We see that too in certain situations.
Mhm.
She also has a crown. She also has authority. I'm trying to bring back some of the authority and some of the violence of women. The role that they play as well.
The elevated scene.
Yeah, that they're trying to just downplay, make it like it's nothing.
So they called a wise princess in the Hebrew culture. A king will call his wife princess in the Hebrew culture.
He called her wife. She's a princess. Yeah, come. I'm pointing out that we see the text that the queen is the mother.
Mhm.
Is not the wife. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like the mother had more power than the wife.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm. Yeah. Because she gave birth to the actual son.
Can we get Psalms 45, 6 through 9? Psalm chapter 45, and verse 6 through 9. Yeah, so we're gonna try to restore some of the dignity of the woman, so we can understand what's happening here. Yeah, a lot of these brothers, just don't know these things. We're trying to bring them up to spizzy.
That's why most other nationalities normally do go off like keep it like Chinese blood or keep it in the mafia, keep it in the blood. Keep it
They're trying to keep it pure.
here.
That's why they're doing that. Why these brothers that just now, man, as long as the seed of the father, that's it. No, if it is not the woman too, then it's corrupt. All right, who got that?
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 45, starting at verse 6.
Come on.
Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter,
Scepter.
the scepter of thy kingdom is a right scepter.
Right. So that's the Most High speaking to Christ, on him calling Christ God, right? Or a God. He's not the God, he's a God. Go ahead.
Thou lovest righteousness and hatest wickedness. Therefore, God, thy God.
Therefore, God, thy God, right? So Christ have a God. Therefore, God, that's the Most High God, thy God, your God. Go ahead.
Hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellow.
With the oil of gladness above thy fellows, above the other angel, right? Go ahead.
Verse 8. All thy garments smell of myrrh and aloes and cassia out of thy ivory palaces, whereby they have made thee glad.
Right. We said the garments smell of myrrh, aloes, cassia, ivory palaces, all of this stuff is going on, right? Go ahead.
Verse 9. King's daughters were among thy honorable
See that?
woman.
King's daughters.
Mhm.
Princesses, right? were among thy honorable women. King daughters was not the way he was married. It was among thy honorable women. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Upon thy right hand did sit the queen in gold of
Ophir.
Ophir
See, the queen, she sat where?
on the right
On the
hand.
right hand, right?
Okay.
In what? In gold of Ophir. Ophir is they got the best gold
Mm.
in Ophir. So he had the best gold on, right?
Oh.
He had the 1,000,000 carat
Pierce.
pure
Mm.
gold. And this is speaking of Christ. So this queen here can be speaking of Mary standing on the right hand. He has a position in the kingdom, standing in gold, right? And of Ophir. So the queen again stands on the right hand, on the right side. All right. With that, now we begin to understand this particular incident here when we come to the book of Matthew. Can we get Matthew chapter 20, verse 20? We're going to read 20 and 21. All right, who got that?
I got it.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 20, starting at verse 20. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and dressing a certain
Desiring.
desiring a certain thing of him.
Go ahead.
And he said unto her, Wait,
What?
what wilt thou? I'm sorry. What wilt thou?
Hey, okay, what is it that you required of me? Go ahead.
She said unto him, Grant that these my two sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on thy left in the kingdom, in thy kingdom.
Why is she asking that? Why would she be asking that now? After all we went through, why this woman coming? Why she's asking that particular situation there?
Because she wanted to make sure that their place is secured in heaven.
No, she want them to have a certain position.
She would have a certain position, so she can have a certain position herself.
Come.
Right? But she can't be, she's not the mother of the king, because that's taken away by Mary.
Come.
Right?
Come.
That's out there, she can't get that position, right?
Come.
The next position is to do what? If I can get my sons right next to the king,
Come. Come.
that bolsters my position.
Come. It raises it.
It raises her position.
Come.
That's what this woman is. This woman is being smart. She's like, oh, well, if I get my son right next to him, I elevate my position. I'm gonna get a higher position. This is what this woman is doing, right? Remember, we read earlier where the wife didn't say she couldn't do anything, right? She's just the wife. But when her son became king, she can then now have a power to run that mouth and do whatever it is, right? She has more power. So if that position is taken, the next thing is taken is right, try to get your son as high as you can.
Right.
But she placed in her bed.
Place in her bed high as you can. Because look, if something happened to the king,
Come.
then the one next to him would fall in place.
Come.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But we know it happened to Christ, but this makes more sense now after what we went through. Why she's pushing for this to have her son next to Christ.
Wow.
And look, she ain't just talking about one side,
Right.
she's talking about both sides.
Right.
Right and left.
Come.
Like I'm sealing it up, right and left.
Two route riders.
Two route riders, right there.
Something go wrong, I'm still
Right.
covered.
So I'm not dealing with not my son is on the right, your son is on the left.
Right.
No, both my son is on the right and the left. That's taken.
Come.
You got to go down to the next position after that.
Come.
Yeah.
Wow.
She locking it up the next position after the king. She ain't playing. All right, go ahead.
Verse 21.
Verse 22.
Verse 22. But Jesus answered and said, Yea, no, ye know not what ye ask.
He said, you don't know what you're asking. You sure? Go ahead.
Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of?
So now he's speaking to who?
Like,
He's speaking to the two sons. Speaking to the two sons. He says, you don't know what you're asking. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of? Go ahead.
And to be baptized with the baptism that I am to be baptized with?
Go ahead.
They said unto him, We are able.
They said, yeah, we got that. We can do that. We can do that. Because we know what it is to sit at your right hand side, your left hand. We can do that. Go ahead.
Verse 23. And he said unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom is to whom it is prepared of my Father.
Right. So Christ, his right hand and his left hand, he don't dictate who stands there. And I thought Jesus was God. Shouldn't he know who should sit his right and left hand? He doesn't know that. Right? He said, but it said it's not his to give. So who then is setting up Christ's kingdom?
The Most High.
The Most High is. He's setting up who sits on his right and left hand, and all the way down to the whole setup. The Father is setting it up. The Father set him up. Right? Now, the question becomes, out of everybody we know, who do you think fits that? Who fits to be on the right and his left hand side? He said, who is prepared of my Father?
Mary.
Who you think is who is adequate to sit on his right hand and his left hand?
Mary.
Not Mary. Mary got a position, she's queen. These are for men.
John.
You think John the Baptist, you know, sit on his right hand and left hand? You think it's John?
Well, I'm not sure, but
I'm saying out of all the people we know in the Bible, who you think will be qualified to stand next to Christ, right and left hand?
Paul.
Paul, you think Paul?
No. Who was his little brother? What's his name? Judas? He took over the church.
About James?
James.
You think James?
James might be one.
No. You gotta think deeper than that. I think
James.
But James became a disciple after Jesus.
Yeah, you think James? I'm thinking Enoch.
No.
I'm thinking Enoch.
And Elijah.
Yep. It has to be them
That's
two.
what I'm thinking. Them two different. I'm thinking those two communities stand out. Then after that, I'm going. After that, I'm going with Noah.
Okay.
Abraham.
God.
You feel me? That's where I'm going next.
Gotta put Moses somewhere in there.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying though, but I'm going way prominent. You know what I'm saying?
Adam might have a position.
Right. You did right. Melchizedek, Shem. Yeah. Right.
Abraham, probably.
Right.
Somewhere down.
I'm saying there is a lot of men before we get even anywhere near Johanna. Johanna claiming he right under Christ. You're not sitting on no side of Christ.
We got to put
Right,
Job and David in there.
Yeah, I'm saying before we get to you, we got so many people in there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even on the list. Be quiet. He ain't on the list nowhere. You might not even get in.
Prophets. We go from Amos to we got
Why he third in command?
Hey, Salaki, you got to sound real low.
Okay.
Can you hear us now? Still low.
What you mean we low?
Now you're better. I don't know. It was you was very real low, like it was like, you know, for some reason it sounded like you were away from the microphone for the reference. But now you better. You better now.
I'm standing right here. I ain't went nowhere.
Con, he ain't moved.
I ain't moved.
No, I'm saying like the microphone, you might have to write a replacement because it was going in and out. Like, you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, you sounded low for a minute.
Okay, come.
Okay.
No, but we got to continue to talk louder.
Con,
Maybe we start talking low like we talking to us in this room.
true.
You gotta keep our voice up.
Con.
Yeah, so where I'm at with it, I'm Enoch and Elijah. That's where I'm at with it. Those are the top two I think. Right. So I think that those are, he said to whom is prepared of my Father. I think that's who is preparing for, and that's who I think the two witnesses are in Revelations 2 as well. The two witnesses, because remember, they never died, but now they're coming back and they're actually going to are going to die. Right. This is another verse again, and you show that Christ can't be who they say he is, because his kingdom is being set up by the Father, not by him. Right? All right, so I got a couple of more, few more, we're gonna shut it down for the day. Now we have in the Old Testament, we have a woman that actually reigned on the throne. Can we get that? 2 Kings chapter 11, verse 1, 2, 3. Let's get that. Second Kings chapter 11, verse 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. All right, who got that?
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
2 Kings chapter 11, starting at verse 1. And when
Athaliah,
Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the siege royal.
all the seed royal, right? He saw her. So she like, wait a minute, my son is dead. My position is gone. So I can't have another one of the royal seed because he's gonna take the throne. So she went and she destroyed them all. Right? Wicked woman. Destroyed all the seed royal. Go ahead.
Verse 2. But Jehoshaphat, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, the stole him from amongst the king's son, which was slain, and they hid him, even him and his nurse, in the bed chamber from Athaliah, so that he was not slain.
Right. So they almost wiped out the king's seed. Right? That's Satan moving on there, trying to wipe out the seed so that the Messiah don't come through the seed and attempt to try to thwart the Most High's plan. Right? So he wasn't slain, so one of them was left. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And he was with her hid in the house of the Lord 6 years, and Athaliah did reign over the land. Athaliah did reign over the land.
See, she was ruling. She reigned over the land.
Whoa.
So she reigned. Why? Because almost all of the seed royal take over. Right? They were dead, except for she didn't know that Joash was being hid in the house of the Lord. So he was too young. They didn't bring him out to afraid she might kill him. So they had him hid him in the house of the Most High. The priest was hiding him. So we have a woman here that reigned. All right. I want to jump down. I want to continue down. Sorry, I want to continue all the way down to verse 21 to the end of the chapter. We can continue to read down from there, verse 4 all the way down. Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Come.
And what's that? 2 King chapter 11, verse 4. And the 7th year, Jehoiada
Jehoiada
sent and fetched the ruler over hundreds with the captains and the guards, and brought them to him into the house of the Lord, and made a covenant with them, and took an oath of them in the house of the Lord, and shewed them all the kings.
And he showed them the king. Right? So he brought them in, the captains and the guards, right? These were like some of the men all the way to Christ's time that came to arrest Christ from the garden.
Mm-hmm.
These was captains and stuff, and rulers of the temple.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 5. And he commanded them, saying, this is the thing that ye shall do. The third part of you that enter in on the Shabbat shall even be keepers of the watch of the king's house.
Right, so you gotta watch the king's house. You're coming on the Sabbath. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And the third part shall be at the gate of Shur, and a third part at the gate behind the guard. So shall ye keep the watch of the house, that it be not broken down.
Right, so don't break down the king's house. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And two parts of all you that go forth on the Shabbat, even they shall keep the watch of the house of the Lord about the king.
So now you gotta watch the house of the Lord also. Protect the king that's there. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And ye shall compass the king round about, even every man with his weapons in his hand, and he that cometh within the ranges, let him be slain, and be ye with the king as he goeth out, and as he cometh in.
Right, so constantly has a guard protection, and if you come too close, it's off with your head. Come too close. Keep your distance. Go ahead.
And the captain over the hundreds did according to all things that Jehoiada the priest commanded, and they took every man his men that were to come in on the Sabbath, with them that should go out on the Sabbath, and come to Jehoiada the priest.
Right, so they continue to do the priestly duties. Ones that come in and the ones that come out, the rotation of the week. That continue. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And to the captain over hundreds did the priest give King David's spear and shield.
Spears and shields. The S.
Shield that were in the temple of the Lord.
Right. So the king gave him King David had spears and he had shields. He had more than one. So they gave that to them. And we see these weapons were kept in the temple. Right? Go ahead.
11. And the guard stood, every man with his weapons and his hands, round about the king, from the right corner of the temple to the left corner of the temple, along by the altar and the temple.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. And he brought forth the king's son, and put the crown upon him, and gave him the testimony.
You gave him the testimony, the whole testimony about inaugurating the king, right? This is the king. Go ahead.
And they made him king and anointed him, and they clapped their hands and said, God save the king.
Here it is. That's the final thing. It's the seal them in. God save the king. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And when Athaliah heard the noise on the guards and of the people, she came to the people into the temple of the Lord.
Go ahead.
14. And when she looked, behold, the king stood in a pillar by a pillar, as the manner was, and the princes and the trumpeters by the king, and all the people of the land rejoiced and blew their trumpets.
And blew with the trumpets.
And Athaliah rent her clothes and cried, treason, treason.
Yes, he crying treason, treason. You committing treason. He was the one committing treason. The murder all of the. She thought she murdered all of the seed royale. So she was crying treason, treason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But Jehoiada, the priest, commanded the captain of the hundreds of officers of the host, and said unto them, have her forth without the ranges, and him that followeth her kill with the sword. For the priest has said, let her not be slain in the house of the Lord.
Right, don't kill her here. Have her out of the ranges, put her outside. Right? Because what she did is committed, what she did was a penalty of death.
Oh, yeah.
She killed all of the seed royal, except for that one who was saved. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And they laid hands on her, and she went by the way, and they laid hands on her, and she went by the way by the which the horses came unto the king's house, and there was she slain.
And there she was slain. Go ahead.
17. And Jehoiada made a covenant between the Lord and the king and the people, and they should be the Lord's people, between the king also and the people.
Right, so we have a whole bunch of covenants we made. Every time Israel go off, someone will rise up and then come back and make a covenant that we should be the Lord's people. All right, go ahead.
18. And all the people of the land went into the house of Baal, and break it down, his altars and his images break they in pieces thoroughly, and slew Matan, the priest of Baal, before the altar, and the priest appointed officers over the house of the Lord.
You right, saw people roll back then. When you was a priest of Baal and all that, pagan. And we having no trial. We ain't gonna lock you up.
Straight slaying.
Straight slaying right there. Roll up in there, see you on by the altar. Slam right there, right on the altar. Smash all the images, crush all that, get out of here.
Idol worship.
Yeah, get all that. Idol worship with they know what it is, you get judged on the spot.
And that's the second commandment.
Yeah.
Breaking.
Yeah, so we getting rid of these guys, get them up out of here. Quickly.
Kicking the door, waving the swords.
All you hear was Papa, go ahead.
Yeah, that's how you know it says. Oh, we see him. He killed him. Get him. No trials. No trials, no smiles.
No trial, no none of that. We know DA. You don't need
off the dribble.
Yeah.
I got these smooth rocks for sale.
Ready to go. Hey, go ahead.
Verse 19. And he took the rulers over hundreds, and the captains, and the guard, and all the people of the land, and they brought down the king from the houses of the Lord and came by the way of the gate of the guard to the king's house, and he sat on the throne of the king.
It's on the throne of the kings, one before him. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was in quiet, and they slew Athaliah with the sword beside the king's house.
So so she was put to death by the king's house. She know what it was. She know what she was doing. Think God forgot what she was doing. About to go face the music on the other side. Go ahead.
7 years old was Jehoash when he began to reign.
He reigned 7. All right, 7 years old.
So what about when they do the when they be making a Mary statues and well, that's not really Mary, but an image of a Mary statue?
No,
right?
you can't do that. They're going too far.
That's overboard.
That's overboard, right?
Making idol images.
It's respect and reverence, but they do the worshiping of it.
Yeah, you can't do that part. But this is not new. There was groups that had split off from the church who was doing that. You had a certain church follower that was condemning that kind of stuff, right? You're worshiping Mary, bringing offerings and stuff to her.
And is that where there's a lot of churches out there that use these words Mother God and stuff like that?
Yeah, again, Mary, Mother of God.
No, they call it Mother God. They said Mother God.
No, she's a Mother God. She can be Mother of God. Christ
and that one too.
God.
That one too. They call her Mother God, and then they say she's the Mother of God.
Yeah. But I feel like that means Mother God is the Mother of God. But not the Most High, her Son Christ, who is a God. All right, can we get second? Go ahead, Ray.
Oh, they're just cutting the of off to make it sound more. Mother God.
Yeah. 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 25. We define, we'll do some little background here. How did Athaliah even get how did she come to the point she can get on the throne in that position? Right?
You said 8 and 25?
Yeah, 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 25. I'll read on to verse 29.
I take it.
All right, go ahead.
2 Kings chapter 8, verse 25. In the 12th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, did Ahaziah, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, begin to reign.
Go ahead.
22 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem.
How long did he reign?
1 year.
1 year. Go ahead.
And his mother's name was Athaliah.
Athaliah, see? This is the woman here. Athaliah. 1 year. Remember, we start off by saying when she saw her son was dead, he only reigned 1 year. Quick, out of there. Right? Go ahead.
The daughter of Omri, king of Israel.
So she actually, her father was the king down in the northern kingdom. Athaliah belongs to the northern kingdom, right? Go ahead. Yeah, Tony.
So most of the kingship is normally passed down through family.
Right.
So they know they out of pocket when they getting another race.
Definitely. Right.
And then try to play the king.
That's out of line. Right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What to stay in the family. Right.
And that's just not biblically. That's what most all
nation does that. All nation does that. And what's going to happen eventually, once once some kind of imposter comes in, they're gonna eventually gonna root you out. Gonna get rid of just that's how it was in Egypt. In Egypt, there was a time where you had Hyksos came in there. They were not Egyptian. They were foreign rulers. The Egyptians had to work hard to get them out of there. They was in there for like about, I think, 400 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Until the Egyptians finally expelled them. Right? For what they were called Hyksos, foreign rulers. When I was coming up, they were trying to say Hyksos were the Israelites. Hyksos wasn't the Israelites.
I heard that before too.
So
Hyksos wasn't the Israelites.
they was in there around the time when Israel was in there. Then.
Huh?
The Hyksos was in there around the time where Israel was in.
The Hyksos was in at the time Joseph. That king that put Joseph on the throne, he's a Hyksos. He's a foreign ruler. He put him on the throne. You know what I'm saying?
So, but they didn't like us neither.
No. He liked them. In Joseph time, he was fine. The Hyksos was fine. It was fine with us. You know what I'm saying? We was okay. But it was near the end of their rule. Right? It wasn't the first king, it was near the end of their rule. Right? That's why when they come down after Joseph and his family died, it says a new king came on the throne, right? That knew not Joseph. Right? How can you know not Joseph? Because this guy right here, he's not part of the Hyksos dynasty that ruled in Egypt. He's part of the original Egyptians. And they finally took down the Hyksos and came in and took over Egypt again.
I needed that piece of information. Oh, that fixed something.
Yeah, it made it again. Egypt again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Made it again Egypt.
Wow. Okay.
Because as when you read it, it says, let's deal wisely with the Israelites before they join to our enemies. The Hyksos that were there. That's who the Hyksos were treating them good under Joseph. So they're gonna join to the Hyksos. We have problems with them. Let's be wise with them. You know what I'm saying? And they're wise with them. Because they had just expelled the Hyksos up out of there. Like they don't want Egypt to join to the remaining of them. You know, right? And do something.
And this is where they start making the Israelites make their own bricks and then not helping them no more.
They start
you do it all yourself.
Yeah, start paying them first, and then the Egyptians left, and they did the whole trickery except for the tribe of Levi. The tribe of Levi knew it was a trick, and they never went.
He stayed.
They stayed, yeah. Yeah, but again, that's when you came in. There was a whole bunch of teaching, a whole bunch of misinformation that was coming off. It was reading. That's why I tell you to read it. So when I was reading it, I'm like, wait a minute. This text does not say Joseph was ruled. It didn't say we ruled in Egypt. Like, where does it say that in the Bible? I'm reading it. Joseph didn't rule. He was a vice regent, right under the king. He didn't rule.
So he doesn't have like a title of rulership. He's under the.
Yeah, he's a grand advisor. He's right under the king.
So he's number two. Anything happened to him, would that king's son take over?
But the king's son will still take over.
See, yeah, that's the
he's
part.
the governor of the land, still the like he's under the king. Like anybody that said it to Joseph gonna have a problem.
You know
what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's right under the king. The only person that can supersede him is that the king's son, but the king's son got to get on the throne. As long as he's just the son, he have to bow down. You have to bow down himself. If the king says something other, right? If the king says something, if the king don't say nothing, he got to bow down to what Joseph said. Joseph ran over the whole land, but he was not the king. He wasn't ruling. The king can tell Joseph to shut down. And you know what I'm saying? So somebody's position. We didn't rule in Egypt.
Like the governor of that town.
He's just the governor of the whole land of Egypt. That's all he was. But we didn't rule in Egypt because Joseph did not rule. It was somebody over here. And the text tells us. The text tells us that.
You second in line. You can't rule
second. Yeah, right. You ain't ruling second in line.
Good advisor, huh?
Yeah, but when I came in, man, you ought to hear that nonsense, man. We the Hyksos, We ruled in Egypt. Oh my, we were just a whole bunch of nonsense,
The
bro.
Hyksos.
We were the Hyksos, because Hyksos can mean foreign rulers or shepherd kings. They ran with shepherd kings, right? We were shepherd kings, because it says we were shepherds, right? Yeah, shepherd kings, brother, that's us. Again, you don't know no better. You in there, you're like, oh, okay, all right. Until you start reading book and it says something different, you will ask him, wait a minute, it says right here, bro, Joseph didn't rule. We still say, I said permission of the king. Can I go bury my father?
Right.
Can I do this and that? You know what I'm saying? When Joseph had his he grew out all of his beard. He said he had to go and cut all that off before he go in front of the king. He had to shave up before he go in front of the king. You can't come here with all your beard grown up.
Even though it's a custom of the Israelites, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. He could do that in Egypt. Come from the king. The king was like, you this shouldn't come there like that in front of him. He wants you clean, shaving faces and all that.
Even a bald head, brother.
I think even a bald head. I don't know if he went that far, but he tells you that he had to shave up all his face, off his hair. He had to do that.
Because they came and got him. He had to break that dream down. He needed to clean up and be ready for the king.
Yeah, but I'm you're right. Ready for the king. That shit up ready for the king for that. Right.
So they might have found out in the long run he didn't try to do nothing to the lady that was accusing him.
Man, that was crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, once he got risen up, Joseph probably said, "Don't do it." Because if he wanted to, he could have put her to death.
Ooh.
The position that he had, he could have put her to death if he wanted to.
Because
and it ain't even that. She messed around. The king might put her to death.
Wow.
The king find out that that's what she lied on Joseph, and the king don't like what she did. The king might say, "Man, string her up." Why you string her up? She lied on my second in command.
Right.
Had him in the dungeon.
Right.
That's why he's in the dungeon.
It probably did happen. And they
Yeah,
don't mention it.
I'm saying you got to thread light with it. You don't mess with no one the king likes. Because if he find out about it, he gonna string you up off with your head. He don't play around like that.
I'm sure he probably found out that story in the long run. Like
if he found out the only way she was alive, if Joseph stepped in and said, "No, please don't kill her," plead for her life, because he was like, "No."
Because the Most High, how he dealt with the king that was dealing with Abraham, he said, "I stopped you from sinning. I stopped you. You was gonna do it. I stopped you."
But he didn't know though.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Like that's my sister, so he.
Yeah.
And
I'm just saying, if you did something like the woman she did to Joseph, she got him put in the dungeon.
That's cold. Yeah. On solitary lockdown.
But she didn't know that turned Joseph into the highest in Egypt. His position. And people can do you something, but God can turn that bad thing into something good that elevates you. So you know that's what I'm saying. That's why it says, "Vengeance is mine.
Thus saith the Lord."
I'm again him. You just continue to stay right."
And because it was probably meant for him to be in the dungeon just to interpret it what happened, but she was seeing him reign as he was becoming at least like the governor or like the prince of the town. She was seeing him reign.
Oh yeah, she see all of that. She saw all of that.
Yeah, she's trying to set him up off of that. She like, this guy, he tried to get me. Oh man, man.
But you think she was probably quiet then when she was seeing them rain? Like,
oh yeah,
it's gotta be God folks.
Of course she was quiet.
Shiver.
So, do you think that was Satan or was that really her?
That's really her.
Because she got the thought, like, oh, you trying to rape me? You know how. So
I'm not saying Satan probably influenced her, but again, that was her. You know how it is. Joseph comes in and he's attractive. He's a Hebrew attractive. We eat the right things, face clean and everything else, smooth skin and all that. You want to get with him or not? He ain't going for it.
Hebrew swagger.
He's an adulterer. You know what I'm saying?
He like, whoa.
Like, wait, back up. What you doing? Yeah.
No, he was calm and he was respectful, but he's like, whoa, no, your husband has been like like your husband has been very
Hey, but that's
kingly
how some
to
women
me.
are, bro. That's how
Come
some
on.
women are, bro.
Yeah, how do you
She
expect
she
me
tried to abuse her position over Joseph,
come
thinking he could acquiesce to her.
come. And that's the true power of a man. Men don't even really respect their power that way. If you just stop and think about what just happened right there, though, for just 1 second, he had power over himself to the where the adultery, the lust, and all of that. He
Oh
like,
yeah.
you the king's wife. What? No,
No, but
no.
most so he had fear of the most high. You know, he had fear of the most high, bro.
Come.
You like, whoa, hold up.
Mm-hmm.
No, that can't happen.
Come.
I can't happen.
That's wisdom, straight wisdom.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Come. Because how many men would have fell for that? Wow.
All right, where was we at? So,
Verse we just finished 26.
all right, go ahead.
Verse 27. And he walked in the way of the house of Ahab.
And he walked in the way of the house of Ahab, was the wicked king of Israel. Go ahead.
And did evil in the sight of the Lord, as did the house of Ahab, for he was the son-in-law of the house of Ahab.
So he was the son-in-law of the house of Ahab. How was he the son-in-law of the house of Ahab? Right? This guy, he reigns in Judah. Ahab reigns down in Israel, but the kingdom was split. Two divided kingdom. But it says right here that he was the son-in-law to the house of Ahab. How you become a son-in-law to the house of Ahab? He had to go marry Ahab's what? Daughter. He goes and marry Ahab's daughter. He marries her daughter. That's how he becomes the son-in-law to the house of Ahab. So Jehoram went down there and married the son of God. I'm sure the God didn't want him to do that because Ahab was wicked. He goes and marry his daughter. All right, go ahead.
Verse 28. And he went with Joram, the son of Ahab, to the war against Hazael, king of Syria, in Ramoth, Gilead. And the Syrians wounded Joram.
Right, so God ain't with him. He went down there and then the Syrians got him, wounded him, bam, because he's wicked. He wanted to go and attach himself to Ahab, who's wicked. Go ahead.
Verse 29. And the king Joram went back to be healed in Jezreel of the wounds which the Syrians had given him at Ramah when he fought against Hazael, king of Syria, and Ahaziah, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, went down to see Joram, the son of Ahab, in Jezreel because he was sick.
So now he goes down there to go see him. He goes down there to Israel to go see him, which he shouldn't have done nothing like that. All right? He's have done that. We're gonna pick it up now. 2 Chronicles chapter 22, verse 1. Second Chronicles chapter 22, you'll put at verse 1 down to verse 12. I think it's the entire chapter, just 12. Yeah, the entire chapter here. 1 to 12.
Yeah, I'll take this one.
All right, go ahead.
All right, Second Chronicles chapter 22, verse 1, it reads, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem made Azariah, his youngest son, king in his stead. For the band of men that came with the Arabians to the camp had slain all the eldest. So Azariah, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, reigned.
Right, so that's Ahaziah is his name. Ahaziah.
Ahaziah. Okay, got it.
Ahaziah, right? So he reigned. Go ahead.
Verse 2. 40 and 2 years was Ahaziah when he began to reign. And he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Athaliah, the daughter of Omri.
Daughter of Omri, right? So that's the same person, right? 1 year. It was the same person we just read about, right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. He also walked in the ways of the house of Ahab, for his mother was his counselor to do wickedly.
His mother was his what?
Counselor.
Counselor.
Turning them out.
His mother was queen, and she was counseling him to do with his wickedness. His mother was his counselor to be wicked. So we see the position his mother had. The queen is also a counselor. Counseling her son. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. Wherefore he did evil in the sight of the Lord, like the house of Ahab. For they were his counselors after the death of his fathers to do his destruction.
No, the death of his father to his destruction. You got wicked counselors, they're going to end up destroying you. Go ahead.
Verse 5. He walked also after their counsel, and he went with Jehoram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, to war against Hazael, king of Syria, at Ramoth Gilead, and Syrians smote Joram.
So we just read that just now, right? Remember we read it. We just smote him, right? We get in the rest of the story here. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And he returned to be healed in Jezreel because of the wound that he had given him at Ramah, when he fought the Hazael king of Syria, and Azariah, the king of Joram, king of Judah, went down to see Joram, the son of Ahab, and Jezreel, because he was sick.
Right. That's where we left off with the last one we pulled. Right. Now here we'll pick it up again from that point. Go ahead.
All right, verse 7. And the destruction of Azariah was of God by coming to Joram.
Right. So the destruction of Ahaziah was of God. Right? By coming to Joram. So the God orchestrated, I'm gonna take him out. Going down to see this guy down there in Israel, this wicked king, this wicked king here, right? Go ahead.
For when he was come, he went out of Joram against Jehu, the son of Nimshi, whom the Lord had atoned to cut off.
Anointed. Who the Lord had anointed to cut off the house of Ahab. The Lord had anointed Jehu, son of Nimshi, to cut off the house of Ahab, who this guy attached himself to. So if you attach yourself to a house that God is trying to get cut off, you will get caught up in it. Wow. All right, go ahead.
Verse 8. And it came to pass that when Jehu was executing judgment upon the house of Ahab, he found the princes of Judah and the sons of the brethren of Ahaziah, that ministered to Ahaziah, he slew them.
Right, it's Ahaziah.
Ahaziah.
Yeah. So when he went down there and Jehu saw him, Jehu executed judgment upon him, right? Princes of Judah, and he slew him. Again, it was of the Most High. So he should have went down there. When he went down there, he ended up dying. Maybe he's only on the throne for a year. When he went down there, you can see this wicked king in Israel, while Jehu was over there executing the house of Ahab because God anointed him to. He ended up killing him. Right? Go ahead.
And he sought Ahaziah, and they caught him, and he was hid from Samaria, and brought him to Jehu. And when they had slain him, they buried him, because they said, he is the son of Jehoshaphat, who sought the Lord with all his heart. And so the house of how do you pronounce that word again?
Ahaziah.
Ahaziah, thank you. Ahaziah had no power to keep still the kingdom.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. But when
Athaliah.
Athaliah, the mother of Azahiah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal of the house of Judah.
Right. We just read after we started all with her. When she saw her son was dead, oh, my son is dead. I gonna be queen no more. I gotta kill all these other guys so I keep my position. Kill all the seed royals of the house of Judah. Right? She's from the northern kingdom of Israel. But because her son married down there, married down into there, that's how she's able to come up and rule. All right, go ahead.
But Jehoshaphat, the daughter of the king, took Joash, the son of Azahiah, and stole him from among the king's sons that were slain, and put him and his nurse in a bedchamber. So Jehoshaphat, the son of
The daughter.
the daughter of the king of Joram, the wife of Jehoiada the priest, for she was the sister of Azahiah, hid from Athaliah, so she slew him not.
Right. Now we see here in this verse right here. We see here that Jehoshaphat is the daughter of a king, right? She took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, right? She stole him from among the king's sons that were slain, right?
Yeah.
She put him and his nurse in a bedchamber, hiding. So Jehoshaphat, the daughter of King who? Jehoram, right? Who is she? She's the wife of Jehoiada the priest. What do we see here happening? We see a Levite marrying a Judite. She's the daughter of a king of Judah, right? She's a Judite. She married a Levite.
Okay.
So I'm showing you that the tribe was intermarried.
Come.
And the reason why I bring this up, it goes back to Mary's and Elizabeth relationship, because Elizabeth is a Levite.
Right.
Mary's a Judite.
Right.
The text said they were related, but they translated it as cousin. The Greek word does not say cousin. The Greek word just said they were related. You don't specify what the relationship is. So I'm going to show you here that even from way back here again, we see Levi and Judah intermarrying with each other. So we don't know exactly the relationship, how Mary and Elizabeth were actually related. But we do know that those two tribes intermarried with each other. We see it right here in this verse. So tribes did intermarry, because people out here teaching that the tribe they think it's illegal to intermarry,
Right.
which is incorrect.
Right.
There's another one where a Danite married a Nephthalite. So we have two instances in the text where we see tribes intermarrying with each other. So that doctrine about you can't marry outside your tribe into another Israelite tribe, that's completely wrong. Should keep it in Israel. All right, go ahead.
Verse 12. And he was with them hid in the house of God 6 years, and Athaliah reigned over the land.
She went over the land. He was in there 6 years old. He was a year old when she tried to kill him. right? So then when he came out, he was when he came out, he ruled. He was 7 years old. So 6 + 1 is 7. So she reigned over the land. For how long reigned over the land? She reigned over the land as long as the king was in God's house. So she reigned 6 years. 6 years she reigned over the land. So there was a queen in Israel that reigned over the land for 6 years. Athaliah, this wicked queen. All right. Okay, a couple of more before we close it out. 2 Chronicles chapter 20, 24, verse 7. 2 Chronicles chapter 24. There's one where there's a couple of others. I forgot a couple of more. We'll get that last though. We gotta get that last. We're gonna finish this here and come on back to the last couple of more that we had. 2 Chronicles chapter 24, verse 7. Who got that?
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
2 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 7.
24.
24, verse 7.
Yes.
For the son of Athaliah, that wicked woman had broken up the house of God.
She broke up the house of the Most High. Another reason why she got to get taken out. No, she's trying to kill the C Royale out. She broke up the house of the Lord. Go ahead.
And also all the descendants, dedicated things of the house of the Lord did they bestow upon Baalim.
So she took all the Most High's dedicated things and she started giving them to this idol. I'm sure another reason why she got taken out. See? Wicked woman. Idol worshiper. Right? Stole the throne for 6 years, destroying the house of the Lord. And we see why he ended up slain. All right, let's get one more with this situation here before I get the last one with Mary. 2 Chronicles chapter 21, verse 16. 2 Chronicles chapter 21, let's start at verse 16 down to verse 20.
2 Chronicles chapter 21, starting at verse 16.
Yes.
Moreover, the Lord stirred up against Jehoram the spirit of the Philistines and of the Arabians that were near the Ethiopians.
Right? So we see, listen, see how Moses does that? He can stir other nations against you. He stirs up their spirit. They're like, man, I want to go and attack Judah.
Come. Right.
Yeah.
Still to
Stir them up against you. The Most High can stir them up or he can quiet them down. The text tells you, the text says, when you go to Jerusalem to keep the feast, I told you to leave your land and go up there. He says, no nation shall desire your land. Because when you leave your land, it's left unprotected. He says, I got you. Don't worry about it. They ain't finna come. They ain't finna come.
That's awesome.
They ain't finna come.
That's awesome.
The Lord, listen, the Lord stirred these men up against him. When you're being wicked, see what he can do? I can stir people against you because you off. And I'm pointing this out to say this, right? Here's what's important about this. We're quick to say that's Satan. This ain't Satan. This is the Lord doing this against him. People are coming against you because, oh man, that's Satan in them. Yeah, it could be because you're off. And the Lord is what's doing it to you. That's why I said, scan yourself to make sure you're on point first. Things are going bad. Is it you? Are you the problem? You gotta first start with you. Second thing here with this verse right here, which is very important in this verse, it says, the spirit of the Philistine, it says, and the Arabians, right? It says that were what? That were near the Ethiopians. Right?
Right.
So the Arabians are near the Ethiopians.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going all the way back to Moses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going all the way back to Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Miriam attacked Moses and said she married a who? An Ethiopian.
Ethiopian.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But where were they at?
In,
They were in Arabia.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People think that this Ethiopians was all the way down in Africa. This verse says that Arabians were near Ethiopians.
Mm-hmm.
Arabia and Ethiopia are not near each other, are they?
Wow.
Not nowhere near each other.
Mm-hmm.
But these Arabians were close to these Ethiopians.
Mm-hmm.
Showing you that they were what? They were Ethiopians,
Mm-hmm.
Cushites,
Mm-hmm.
living where? In Arabia, in Arabian land.
Mm-hmm.
This is why she was calling Zipporah
Mm-hmm.
an Ethiopian, a Cushite.
Mm-hmm.
Because this Cushite were in Arabia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That land is known as Arabia. That's where it was.
Mm-hmm.
So this will explain why she's called an Ethiopian.
Mm-hmm.
Because it said that was near.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't Ethiopia in Africa. They ain't talking about that one. Completely different. This verse right here kind of shuts that down. Now we understand why she's called that. Yes, sir.
And that word means blackface, right?
Burnt face.
Bird face.
Yeah.
So are they talking about just
That's everybody that's black. That's called
Okay.
Ethiopian.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Greek called everybody that. Everybody that was dark skinned, he called him Ethiopian.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would think Ethiopian. Remember in the beginning it was Ethiopia that ran through the river of the Four Gardens, what was that, the four rivers, and it was one was Ethiopia.
I think the Euphrates go through there.
One ran over there by Ethiopia. Talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this probably a different
Well,
Ethiopia
that's different.
from
That's different. That's what I'm
So
gonna say.
many.
People don't understand when they see Ethiopia, they keep thinking Africa.
Come.
But there's another one. There's another one up by Mesopotamia, by Iraq,
Come.
right?
Yes.
Because Nimrod's a Cushite.
Mm-hmm.
He would be called a what?
Ethiopia.
An Ethiopian.
Come.
But he rules up in Mesopotamia,
Okay.
up in the Iraq area.
Mm-hmm.
But this right here is all the way down in Arabia,
Mm-hmm.
right under our land,
Mm-hmm.
right across from Egypt,
Okay.
right?
Come.
So when you see Ethiopia, people don't understand. You got to identify
Which
Ethiopia, what location, landmass you're dealing with, because you're gonna get it wrong.
Wow,
You're gonna get it wrong, and then you have have a bad doctor teach you something. Someone come correct you and say, no, that's wrong.
wow.
And they point this verse out to you right here. You gonna look back.
Hmm.
I figured it was always a bit different Ethiopians. Like they not all.
These are called nuances in the verse in the Bible that you pay attention to understand something.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have this little broad definition to say, well, Ethiopia is only one place, is in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
People who walk around with that kind of information in their head, they think they're right,
Mm-hmm.
and they're completely wrong. You can't be there. That's why I say you have to read. So you don't go this false doctrine out here. Yes, sir.
So that means that Queen Sheba probably wasn't from that Ethiopia. She could have been from the other Ethiopia. Wow. Wow. Oh, that's food for thought right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not too far from King Solomon.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Right down south.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who was reading?
I was.
Go ahead.
We have verse 17.
Come.
And they came up into Judah and break it into it, and carry away all the substance that was found in the king's house, and his sons also, and his wives, so that there never a son left him save Jehoahaz as the youngest of his sons.
Right. So the Lord brought other people against them,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Philistines, the Arabians, right, and the Ethiopians. So they came up and they broke into Judah, and they carried away everything that was found in the king's house, and his sons also, and his wives. Right? That was never a son left him. All his sons went where? Into captivity. With his wives. Only one son left him, the youngest one. So the Lord like, look, I'm gonna leave you one. That is it. To keep that line going down to get to the Messiah.
Wow. One?
Left one.
Wow.
Look, it came that close to that line being shut down. We just read at the line almost killed all of them out. Like that sister saved one of them. Right here again, the Lord looking to wipe them out. This is how wicked they was. Listen, the only reason why the Lord didn't like the line out, he's like, listen, I don't told David it ain't gonna come through his line. I gotta have one left to keep that line, to keep my promise to David. If it wasn't for that, they done.
The remnant. He kept
the
remnant.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
These brothers out here running their mouth on stuff about Israel, this, Israel, that. If God doesn't make a covenant with us, we're done. If he didn't make promises to us, we're done.
Yeah,
Done.
I totally agree with that.
Ain't nothing to do with us. It's all to do with the Most High compassion and mercy and him keeping his word. We broke ours. He can say, well, you broke yours, I can break mine too. But he said, no, I'm God. I'm gonna keep my word.
For the wages of sin is death. Man. Wow.
But that's a principle that we don't have. We quick this. Someone break their word, we need to break ours too. We don't say, well, you broke it, keep mine for you. We like, no. We like, no, you broke yours, it's over. That's the end of it.
Contract null and void.
Null and void. Just get it done. All right, go ahead.
Verse 18. And after all this, the Lord smote him and his bowels with an incurable disease.
That
Incurable.
just make me want to just stay on point even more. And incurable, when God hits you with it, you know there's no cure. Okay, what medicine they give you, that ain't gonna work.
Slow suffering.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. And it came to pass that in process of time, after the end of 2 years, his bowels fell out by reason of his sickness.
That is gross. His bowels fell out. Go ahead.
So he died of sore diseases.
So I mean, for 2 years he's been suffering with that disease till the end of it fell out. Go ahead.
And his people made no burying for him.
No burning.
No burning for him like the burning of his father.
Right. They did no honoring of him at all. Go ahead.
Verse 20. 32 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned in Jerusalem 8 years, and departed without being desired.
They didn't care for him. I'm glad he out here. They didn't desire him. I'm glad you go. See ya. Go ahead.
Howbeit, they buried him in the city of David, but not in the sepulchres of the kings.
Right.
Wow.
He wasn't buried with his fathers. He was in the city, but not with his fathers. Wow. So he departed without even being desired. People didn't care. They were like, oh man, you gonna do the funeral? No, I'm staying home, bro. Get him out of here.
Happy he gone.
They're happy he gone.
Wow. And he didn't even get the Israelite custom to be buried with his fathers.
I know you normally buried with your peoples and all that.
Yeah.
Hey, that means you was one sorry. Like, don't even put him next to the grapes. Damn. Whoa.
That's how, right? When you get wicked, man, like the Most High do to you, bro.
I mean, outlawed himself.
And then you have to go faith and music on the other side.
There it comes.
Would it be on the Most High side?
Come.
Let's get one more. St. John chapter 19. Starting at verse 25. It's gonna be our last one for the day.
Put him next to the grapes. Sorry. Oh.
Man.
Can't be buried next to me.
No.
Yeah. I don't even want you buried next to me.
That's bad, bro. Great.
You fell in my grave. Most out of pocket person. Yeah. That was cold. Oh, and King. St. John was.
Chapter 19.
All right, who got that?
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
St. John's chapter 19, starting at verse 25.
We got to go slow here because there's a lot to unpack here. Go ahead.
Now there stood by the cross of Jesus his mother.
Yes. Go ahead.
And his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Cleophas, and Mary Magdalene.
All right, so we have three women there, right? We got three Marys, actually, right? Go ahead.
Verse 26. When Jesus therefore saw his mother and the disciples standing by, whom he loved, he said unto his mother, Woman, behold thy son.
Now, in two places, Jesus Christ called his mother woman. Remember him calling her by her name, right? He called her by her name. This is the second time he called her woman, right? Hold right here. Let's get the first time. Get the first time. Can we get same book, St. John's chapter 2? Start at verse verse 1. St. John chapter 2, verse 1, and let's read on to verse 4. Go ahead.
St. John chapter 2 from the top.
Yes.
And the third day, there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there.
So there was a wedding, and Jesus' mother was there. So maybe they got some kind of relationship to Mary, I guess, while she was at this wedding, right? It makes sense, right? She was invited to this wedding for some reason, right? Go ahead.
And both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage.
Now they called Jesus and his disciples to the marriage. People must know Jesus and his disciples at this point. At this point, he must have, you know what I'm saying? He must have some kind of rapport with the people and then call him to the marriage, right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus said unto him, They know no wine.
They have no
They
wine.
have no wine.
Now it's interesting. Why would his mother say that to Jesus? They have no wine. She knows something that we don't know. She knows he can turn water to wine. Obviously she knows he can do that. Right? It's just a hint that there's a lot going on when he was growing up that for whatever reason they don't want us to know. The Spirit wants to know that upbringing. But she obviously know he can do this. Because he said they have no wine. So she ain't saying to him for you to go buy some wine. She know what he can do. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Jesus said unto her, Woman, that have I to do with thee? My hour is not yet come.
So the first time he called her what?
Woman.
Did he call her Mary?
No.
Called her woman. Why did he call her woman? Why did he call her woman? This goes all the way back. Can we get it? Genesis chapter 2. Verse 22. Okay, 23. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 22. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto the man.
Go ahead.
23. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman.
She shall be called what?
Woman.
What did Christ call his mother?
Woman.
See? He's going all the way back to what Adam called her. She shall be called woman. Right? Go ahead.
Because she was taken out of my out of a man.
Because she was taken out of man. Right? Adam said she shall be called woman. What did Christ call his mother?
Woman.
Woman. Ah, see, he's sticking with it.
Mhm.
See that?
Mm.
He keeping it along with the beginnings. Oh, okay. Fine. No, she's supposed to be called woman. That's
Mhm.
what Adam said.
Mhm.
Calls her woman.
Wow. Wow. I could never figure out why he called her
He
woman.
wasn't disrespecting her. He calling her what Adam called the first woman. Said she shall be called woman.
Right.
That's what Christ. Well, I got it. Yeah, that's what it was. That's how it was set up.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
Remember, he's a what, Adam?
First.
The second.
I mean, second.
He keeping it along with the first one, woman. Right?
Mhm.
Let's go back to St. John's now. Back to St. John. And let's read verse 26. St. John chapter 19, verse 26.
St. John's chapter 19, verse 26.
Yes.
When Jesus therefore saw his mother and the disciples standing by, whom he loved, the saint said unto his mother, Woman, behold thy son.
Woman, behold thy son. Right?
Mhm.
Is that an illusion that Mary is Eve?
What? Wow.
Let's take it a step further.
Virgo.
Let's take it a step further.
Virgin.
Eve was called woman. Woman right here again. Take it a step further. Read the next verse.
Oh my goodness. Then said he to the disciples, Behold thy mother. And from that hour the disciples took her unto his own home.
Then he says, then said he to the disciple, Behold thy mother. Now, that can either make sense one or two ways. It's either Mary is also the mother of John, which we know now that's not it. Because that would mean John and Christ would be related. So that don't mean anything. That's it.
No.
The next thing it could mean is what? Behold thy mother. What is Eve called?
Mother.
The mother of all living.
Come.
That's what he's saying here? This is the original woman. Eve, thy mother, the mother of all living men. Is that what he's saying here too again?
Wow.
Calls her a woman, and then he comes back and says, Behold thy mother. But she isn't the real mother of John. It makes sense that she is the original mother. She's Eve.
What?
She's Eve.
Bro.
It's the right on the clock.
She's Eve.
Bro.
Otherwise, make it make sense.
Bro.
Make it make sense if that's not what it is saying.
Don't Virgo mean like the first, like the beginning, like the first?
Yeah.
To start at the Virgo.
And Mary,
Virgin.
Mary
It's a virgin.
and Eve.
Virgin.
It's Mary and Eve, right? Because she's called the woman. He called her a woman. We're gonna get one more to see if we. I think that's what this thing is saying. I've been reading over it,
Oh my goodness.
right? We need to get one more. Back to Genesis.
Wow.
Let's go back to Genesis. Let's get chapter 3, verse 16.
What? Oh man.
Start at verse 14.
Chapter 3, verse 14.
Yeah, Genesis chapter 3, verse 14.
This is chapter 3, starting at verse 14.
Yes.
And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shall thy go, and dust shall thy eat all the days of thy life.
Right, here we go. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman.
Between thee and the who?
The woman.
Uh-huh.
And between thy seed and her seed.
Uh-huh.
And it shall bruise thy head, and thy shall bruise his heel.
Right. So he said to the serpent, I'll put enmity between your seed and who? Her seed. Who is her seed? Her seed is Christ, right? Because she had him without a man. She's the seed of the woman.
That just went in a full circle.
That's her seed.
Wow.
And it's going to bruise thy head, right? He's talking to the serpent, right? But spiritually, it's Satan. He didn't bruise his head because he took over his what? His rulership, his kingdom, right? When I crush your head, I'm taking on the rulership. I'm taking over, right? And thou shalt bruise his heel. How did he bruise his heel? The cross. He just bruised him because he came back. Just a bruise. It wasn't permanent.
It's not a fatal wound.
Is it a fatal wound? Is it a fatal wound, right? He had a deadly wound that was healed.
Wow. That's the wow. That's parallel too.
It's parallel.
Oh, so he's a copycat. He's coming to copy with the Hamashiach Yahushua.
Yeah. So it looked like the seed of the woman is Christ, and Christ is calling her woman and calling her the mother. She is the original. She is Eve. I'm the prophesied son of Eve to come. The seed, putting back in track.
Wow.
Bringing it full circle. Bringing it full circle.
Wow.
God using the woman to come back.
She's the mother of all living.
Which is the mother of all living. Eve, behold thy mother. Right? Like in St. John 27. Saith unto the disciples, behold thy mother.
And did the time rewind back after Hamashiach Yahushua died?
That became the end of the age was at that time. End of the age. Christ, right at that point, Christ is now bringing it full circle. What's left to be done is what? What Christ says, Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time that the Gentiles be fulfilled. I mean, I don't did my thing to bring it back full circle. What's left is for them to have their rulership. Then I'm gonna have mine, and then that's what it is. So we're in the time of the Gentiles rulership, as Christ said it was, right? And for Israel to go through our suffering, our payment for all that we have done for those first 4,000 years, we have done, and now we're coming up full circle. All right. We almost someone left the message. Let me see what that's going on here. What's the message? I have to make a run. I will log back. Yeah, we still here.
Wow.
So we coming full circle, bro. It says, and from that hour, the disciple took her unto his own house, right? So some of the Greek versions read, it took her unto his own, like brought her into the family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's either the last thing it could be is either a formula of adoption, right? But I think more so this go back to Eve because of the statement before he called her woman, he called her twice. I don't know why Christ never addressed his mother by her name. You think, well, doesn't she have a name? Yes. Christ never called her Mary. Keep calling her woman, which Adam said that's what Eve is going to be called. So that we'll leave it there with that.
Wow.
So it's Mary, Queen, Mother. There's one more we forgot. One more. She sounds like she's Eve. And we got the one about the mother of my Lord. Luke chapter 2.
That was good. Huh? That was good. Wow.
Oh, no, chapter 2. Luke chapter 1. It's about 30. Go to verse 36.
Luke chapter 1, verse 36. And behold, thy cousin Elizabeth, she hath also conceived a son in her old age. And this is the 6th month with her who was called barren.
Go ahead.
For with God nothing shall be impossible.
That's right. Go ahead.
And Mary said, behold, the handmaid of the Lord, but be it unto me according to thy word. And the angel departed from her.
And the angel left. So Mary come to be a handmaid of the Lord, meaning I'm a servant of the Most High God.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you said according to that word, let it be unto me. That's what's going to happen. Go ahead.
Verse 39. And Mary arose in those days and went into the hill country with haste into a city of Judah.
Go ahead.
Verse 40. And entered into the house of Zacharias and saluted Elizabeth.
She went to Zachariah's house and she saluted Elizabeth. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that when Elizabeth heard the salutation of Mary, the baby leaped in her womb, and Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Spirit.
Filled with the Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit. Go ahead.
42. And she spake out with a loud voice.
And she spake with a what?
With a loud voice.
You understand? It's a loud. She wasn't talking all calm and lightly. She was loud. Go ahead.
And said, blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit in thy womb.
All right, here's the verse we want. Go ahead.
And whence is this to me, that the mother of my Lord should come to me?
And whence is this that the who?
Mother.
The mother of my Lord. Who's her Lord?
Yahushua.
Christ. The mother of my Lord. That phrase, the mother of my Lord, is speaking of an exalted position, right? You're the mother of the king. She's giving her an exalted position by saying the mother of my Lord should come to me. See, the mother of the Lord shouldn't come to her. It should be the opposite, the other way around. I should be coming to who? The mother of my Lord, because of her exalted position. Right. This is again showing you the reason why Mary has a exalted position, but not what they're trying to say that it is to be worshipped, but she too has a position. So the Catholic, they take it way too far. If people use these verses, because people use these verses to try to put Mary on this status of being worshipped, and no, she just to have a position, as like we read before, as the queen, the queen mother, because she's the mother of Elizabeth Lord, and the mother of our Lord too as well. Right? Is Mary? Is she the mother of our Lord too? Yeah. We have to give Mary some kind of reverence, right? Don't people give the king's mother reverence? Who don't give the king's mother reverence?
And she's a counselor too.
Yeah, you mess around and get off your head. If the king see you trying to respect his mother, don't give her royal respect, it's gonna be a problem.
So you think she counseled the apostles?
Yes, because she's in the church.
Yeah,
I think she counts. She's the one that told them all that stuff about.
Yeah, she filled in the blanks.
She filled in a lot of blanks for them. And she was helping them.
Wow, she had
because she's a who? She's a mother. That's what mother do.
Wow, a protector.
Yeah,
they do protect their children.
Yeah, guide and protect. That's what mothers do. Taught them things about her son that they never knew.
Because then they all became brothers being brethren. was like, "Hey, doing the will of my father, so these are my brothers."
Huh.
And she understood that.
She told him a whole bunch of stuff that which we do.
That make them all her sons too. Oh my goodness.
They're doing the will
Oh,
of my
wow.
father.
She would be considered the mother of the church.
What? Yes.
And
You
then
see the mother.
the mother of all living.
The mother
and,
of all-
And he said, "You drink my water, you live in forever."
And James, the brother of the church. Oh man. Oh my
She
goodness.
probably had something to do with appointing James.
Wow.
So you think
She probably had something to do with appointing James.
Yeah.
before
Because she was the mother of the church. She's like, wait a minute, no, it's supposed to
Mhm.
be for to continue the family.
Mm-hmm.
James should be next.
that's why Joshua understood that. So before she had Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, her water broke too.
Who?
Mary.
Yeah. Some say that they think he was a 7-month baby.
Wow.
I think he was 9 though, but some people think he was 7.
7
For the completion.
Yeah.
7.
Mm.
Wow.
That's what we got on Mary, man. So yeah, I mean, very, very interesting stuff. I don't know about Mary. Just give you another level of understanding of Mary. She's not just a regular woman. This guy's trying to put her on this regular level, like she don't matter.
Maybe that's what we've been missing this whole time. We ain't never said nothing really concerning Mary.
Yeah.
God's
And you remember how that guy was cursing on Mary? I showed you the video.
Yes.
How he was calling her a bee, and
Yeah.
he said she could do nothing for her son, and all the crap he was
Wow.
saying that she wasn't in the truth and all of that.
Mm.
You have to answer for that.
Oh,
To the who?
To
To the queen.
Oh, she gonna deal
Talk
with
to the queen
herself.
like, you said, what about me?
Oh, she gonna deal with herself? Oh my goodness.
She was the handmaid.
I don't want to be that person.
Oh, wow.
You said the queen was what? A what? You called her a what?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Just the way you was just looking right there. That's that's scary.
Mm-mm.
That's
Mm-mm.
scary. What?
Mm-mm.
Off with his head. Wow. He gonna get what, that second death?
Why you listening to Johanna?
Mm-hmm.
Get him in trouble with the queen mother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be here.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Crazy.
Right.
With that, we gonna leave it there. We gonna have to leave it there. Oh, I don't want to move, bro.
Uh-oh.
Bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna say Shabbat Shalom. We end the recording.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom,
Everybody,
everybody.
everybody. I'm gonna have to go upload this, download it, and upload it up to the channel
Mm.
because we couldn't do the live recording because the thing ain't working. Or Satan messing with it.
Come.
I think more like Satan wants to come out.
Man, he was looking at what you had planned for the day.
He's like, yeah, we're gonna block that from coming out. We're not
Right.
having that happen. No, sir.
You want to keep them with thinking that the mother has no power.
Yeah.
And she ain't
Right.
nobody. This is the mother of the Hamashiach Yahweh Shai we talking about, you guys.
Queen mother. Might be even Eve in the beginning.
Calm. Yeah, them parallels are striking.
Striking, huh?
Man.
All right, once again, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.